Hi guys, it's Jonas here. I'm here today to give you a bit of a sort of review, just a little inside look into a really great piece of gear. So I'm here with the Lazy J Model 20, which is a really cool guitar amp. It's 18 watt, 1x12, and it's just a great little combo. So before I start getting really into it and making you hear how it sounds and everything, I'm going to give you a little bit of the history behind it. Basically, the company Lazy J is based in the UK, in sort of Surrey, which is south of London, and it's the guy behind it is a guy called Jesse Hoff, and Jesse is a really good friend of mine. We've been friends now for numerous amount of years. He's a really great guy. I met him when he was sort of more of an amp repair kind of guy. I had an old Plexi and he took care of it, and not only did he fix it, he also made it sound tons better. Tweaked a few things and really took the time and explained how things, what was going on inside the amp. And I mean, I didn't really understand the technical side of things, but I could hear what he did, and it sounded really great. So we became friends, and he sort of opened my eyes to a lot of things, amp-wise and sound-wise. And he said to me, "Look, I'm building this sort of prototype at the moment. It's kind of based on a Tweed Deluxe, but you have to hear it because it's very different in many ways. It has a different speaker in it. It's sort of voiced a different way, has a lot more headroom." I mean, to be honest, I didn't really know anything about Tweed Deluxe anyway, so for me it was just about hearing an amp. And you know what it's like when a friend says, "Oh, listen to this," and you want to listen, you don't know if you're going to like it or not. Anyway, so he gave me this little Tweed Deluxe looking thing. It was, but to be fair, fairly similar to what it is. It didn't look as nice because it wasn't lacquered like this, it never badge on it. I mean, this was maybe 6 years ago or something like that, and I took the amp home, plugged it in, and instantly I was like, this is really cool. I mean, I didn't have anything that sounded like that. I'd only used, as I said, I had the Plexi and other stuff, but yeah, it was really a sound that I hadn't come across before. So I really liked it, did a few shows with it, did some recording, and it was really cool. So that was the sort of Model 20 at its really early stage. Didn't have reverb, didn't have tremolo, didn't have anything, didn't have like a, you'll see later there's quite a few features on the amp, so it didn't have any of that. So yeah, so I started spending a bit of time with Jesse with the amp, and he sort of tweaked a few things and showed like we'd go between resistors and things inside the amp, and he'd say, "What do you think sounds best?" And he would pick on the smallest things. His ears are just so well tuned. And then yeah, so that's how it came about, and over the years it's kind of become more refined and to what it is today, really, which is a really fantastic sounding thing. So there's obviously a reverb now and trem and other little features. So that's that's the story behind the amp, and I'm sure if you're watching the video, you know already that lots of people are using it. It's quite a, and you don't see much, Jesse's a one-man operation, so he does it all himself, and you have to be a little bit patient if you want one, but it's certainly worth it. So the next thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through the amp with you and just explain a few features that are on there. So it's really super simple. I'll take a few shots of the controls in a minute. But you have 2 volumes and a tone. That's pretty much just 3 main knobs you've got on the amp. And then you have what's called a VAC, which is the sort of like a power soak kind of thing. You can keep the character of the amp, but turn it right down so you can play at home or in smaller venues. Actually, that's the question that people always ask: is can you use the Lazy J live? Is it too quiet? Because it's really small, it's really light, it's really portable actually. And the answer is definitely. I mean, most of the time it's actually, I would say 95% of the time it's plenty enough of power. Sometimes, I guess, if you playing in like a heavy metal band and the guy has like two 4x12 and a 100-watt head. Obviously you're going to struggle to cut through, but that, you know, that's kind of, I mean, it's not, it's never going to happen, is it? It doesn't matter what you turn up with. So, you know, you have to remember that it's 18-watt. I mean, it has a great kick to it, and I've personally never had a problem with power. But at the same time, I don't really like that much clean headroom anyway, which you'll see later when I demo it. This amp is, to me, is the purpose of dirty clean, I guess. You know, it breaks up very nicely, very easily. I guess you don't have to push it too hard. Anyway, so you've got the 3 knobs, it's two volumes, 1 tone. You've got 4 inputs, so you get 2 brights, a bright 1, bright 2, and normal 1, normal 2. So they voice slightly differently. I tend to go in the bright one, which to me is the sort of go-to channel for most things. I know people that use a normal channel if you want a slightly mellower sound. My dad is a guitar player. He loves his jazz, and he's got a beautiful 175 Gibson, and he always plugs into the normal when he plays jazz. So there's obviously something in it too. But I tend to go into bright because I'm just brasher and brighter than him. I don't know. Anyway, then you have, depending on what you order, you can add a couple of things. So you can add the reverb, which you have 2 little units on each side on the amp. 2 little units, one which is a reverb and one which is a tremolo. You can have them independently. You get a little sort of homemade foot switch with it, which is cool. So you have the, you know, you can control how much dampness you want on the reverb, and I think that's the speed of the tremolo. Oh yeah, there is also a little switch underneath which you'll find, which is the bass cut. So it takes a little bit of that low mid rumble kind of thing, and if you're playing with a hollow body like this, you might want to take it out or sort of humbucker, because sometimes you just get a little too much, you know, because you've only got a tone and all those very well voiced. Sometimes you might find you just get a bit too much bottom end, so you might want to dig a little bit out. And last but not least, on the tone control there, where is it? Here we go. You have a little sort of mid boost. Once again, don't expect sort of, you know, this is really, it's a workable mid boost, I would say. It's not gonna suddenly jump out like crazy. It's, to me, it's a perfect. Just especially when you play with single core like a Strat or Tele, sometimes you miss a little bit of that. I don't know, that bite. I mean, not bite. It's more mid-range thing, and it's, yeah, this thing sounds awesome. So, you know, once again, once I go into the sounds, I'll go through it and I'll make you hear everything. Okay, so let's hear the amp and see what it actually sounds like, which is what we're here. So before I start to play, I'm using audix i5 microphone, which is similar to an SM57. I think it's just a little nicer. Once again, to my ears. It's plugged into apogee 1, and I'm recording to Logic. Then the guitar I'm using is a Gibson 335 custom shop with some Monty pickups in it, which is a great company you should check out. It's a great guy in the UK too. They're like slightly overwound path. They sound super wonderful. Anyway, let me play some stuff and so you can hear it for yourself. So at the moment I'm on, let's check, the tone is on 9, volume is on 2 and 3, let's check if the bass cut is in there. Okay. So I'll leave the bass cut sort of out of the way, so outside the circuit, so you have the full sound. The VAC, which is the power reducing thing, is not engaged at the moment. So that's just the amp. So I'm playing with the neck and bridge pickup together. It's pretty nice. Here is the neck pickup. can see, it's really like touch sensitive. So as soon as I start to dig a little harder, that's when you get the breakup. Same on the neck. You kind of get that natural compression, and it's really nice. And you can get a little rocky with it too, with the bridge. And the other way around, you can hear it gets a little bright. All the way up, so you can see it never really gets harsh or unpleasant. It's just a different tone, but it's really nice, really nicely voiced. So I'm back on, halfway usually where I go on about, was it 8 or something like that with this guitar. Play with the, I'll make you hear the mid boost thing. Let's hear the reverb. So. Beautiful sounding track. Now, a lot of people always wonder about the VAC control, which is the volume control. So I said earlier it's like a power slug. It's not really like that. I think it takes some of the voltages down in the air, but once again, I don't really know the technical way. But I want to just, so you guys hear it. I'll play a chord, and then I'll sort of go down so you can see how much power it takes off the actual amp. So that's the amp full power. Here we go. So that's another pretty cool little feature. Next thing was the bass cut. So bass cut. So leave the guitar on the on the neck pickup. So that's where the sort of meaty bass thing is here and there. Take the tone down a little so you can hear it even more. So it's quite evident to me that, depending on the guitar you're going to be using, channel you're going to be on, that's the next thing, you might want to use the bass cut, especially on that normal channel. Let's hit that. So I'll plug into the normal one, so just so we have a point of reference, let me just put the control like I did earlier. So this is the sound on the bright one with volume at 2.2 and tone around sort of, where's the tone on? Around 8, 9. You can see a lot of that sort of top end is gone now, so if you want something a little mellower, that might actually be way better for you.